Hello, students. Today we're going to look a little at the social contract theory as well as contracts in general. So here we go. Let me get ready to open up our recording. All right, we're going to look at It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I have a clip, and here we see Lucy holding a football. Charlie Brown, she's captured his attention a little bit. You can see in that image. And she is offering him to kick this football. And she's caught this attention. And I want to use this scene as a way of talking about contracts, and especially the most serious type of contract, which is a constitution. A constitution, almost all nations on earth have these type of documents today, but how well they protect the rights of the people, that is definitely the big problem in the 20th century. As nations adopted constitutions, they did little really to truly protect the rights of the individual. The ideas of life, liberty, and property, or the ideas of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, was severely limited in a number of tyrannical governments in the 20th century. So we'll look at this clip, and we're going to also look at a definition. I'm going to be going to the 1828 dictionary, and I like using this one because it is the first American dictionary. It's from the 19th century, and I think it really does a great job of showing you the context of what the framers and what the founders of our country were interested in when they were talking about this constitution that they had created, not for themselves, but we the people, who would be the sovereigns over their government. So here we go. The established form of government in a state, kingdom, or country, a system of fundamental rules, principles, and ordinance for the government of a state or nation. In free states, the Constitution is paramount to the statutes or laws enacted by the legislature, limiting and controlling its power. And in the United States, the legislature is created and its powers designated by the Constitution. So you can see right here a very American definition that was even added with Noah Webster. And you end up, it's created the legislature, and in Article 1 of the Constitution, we create the legislature. Article 2, the executive. Article 3, the judiciary. And when we look at the big problem of having a constitution, is what good is that constitution is if it's not followed, or it's not carried out, or it's not protecting the rights of the people. So let's go ahead and quickly remind ourselves, there's the opening words of our Constitution, 3 of the most powerful words ever written: we the people. And we have Article 1 shown. We go into the afterthought with the Constitution lacking a formal Bill of Rights or limitations on government. And so we end up creating, a little bit after the Constitution is ratified, we create the Bill of Rights. And this all goes back, even we can look at the Magna Carta, and this idea that we're talking the British in that context, that the British would limit the power of the king and put a document over even the king. How well that was carried out, we know in English history, it's not perfectly carried out, but nonetheless, it is a step in the right direction. So we also, with social contract theory, this comes around 1690 with John Locke, and he proposes this idea that man being born, uncontrolled enjoyment of the rights and privileges of the law, that is his life, liberty, and estate. So we look at that line right there. Against the injuries and attempts of other men, but to judge of and punish the breaches of that law. So this gives rise to the social contract theory. And Jefferson and most of our founding fathers are going to really look at John Locke as a philosopher that presents great ideas to incorporate in the state governments and the state charters and We know the Constitution of the United States. We also know, even in the Declaration of Independence, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, according to Jefferson's writing. So property rights and all those things, it's so crucial in any type of contract. We're going to now go to the Lucy clip again, and let's go, we'll backtrack to the start of it, and I'll pause if and when necessary.
Say, Charlie Brown, I've got a football. How about practicing a few place kicks? I'll hold the ball, and you come running and kick it.
Oh, brother. I don't mind your dishonesty half as much as I mind your opinion of me. You must think I'm stupid.
Oh, come on, Charlie Brown.
No.
I'll hold it steady.
No.
Please?
You just want me to come running up to kick that ball so you can pull it away and see me land flat on my back and kill myself.
This time you can trust me. See? Here's a signed document testifying that I promise not to pull it away.
Okay, that is the moment, like, hey, she's introducing a contract. Now, what is going to back that contract up? He's going to have to trust her that this is a true document, that this is an honest, it's fiduciary duty, that this contract will be enforced. So let's go ahead and I'll highlight, or I'll circle around that. So here's Lucy. She's introduced this contract, and Charlie Brown now is analyzing it. And in a moment, let's see, I'll erase that. Let's play it again.
Hey,
it is signed. It's a signed document. I guess if you have a signed document in your possession, you can't go wrong.
So he's now going to trust this. Hey, it's signed. Why wouldn't I trust it? We know our framers of the Constitution, they signed the Constitution. They did not make it the rule of law yet. They introduced a system that said 9 states would have to ratify it before it became the law of the land. And this is the same thing even with the Declaration. It was a signed document. And all 13 colonies, which were the 13 states, all had to be in agreement. This had to be unanimous that this document was going to be presented to the candid world. So here we continue.
This year, I'm really going to kick that football.
So Charlie Brown holding that Constitution, if we bring it to the government's perspective, holding this contract in his hand, he's going to trust the Constitution of this contract. He's going to rush forward faithfully thinking that he's going to have the opportunity to finally kick that football. And we immediately see, oh, poor Charlie Brown, he has been lied to. The contract has fallen out of his hand. Lucy, the one who has authored this contract, has essentially still violated the contract. She's lifted that football from his opportunity to kick it. And he unfortunately does fall hard. Okay.
Peculiar thing about this document, it was never notarized.
So he's been scammed, and Charlie Brown is a good guy, and he represents kind of that everyman, and I think that's what has captured the hearts of people in the United States and the world with this very likable character. And Lucy oftentimes is somebody who has good leadership skills. She's a little bossy. She's sometimes bullies a little bit Charlie Brown. And Charlie Brown still gets along with her, but he's probably very disappointed because the contract wasn't followed through. And that's the reason that when we learn about our Constitution, when we learn about our Bill of Rights, it is so essential that every one of you know these documents, because the promise of your framers is only so good as if you know it and you remind your elected leaders. And we have that opportunity even this year with another election that's coming up. So thank you very much for listening. and we'll talk soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.